fucking stupid.
Did you really have to say that?
Yep.
Rude.
Well, no, I have to actually type in roll20.net. I can't use the old, like, history links because it just gets perpetually locked in the "we're verifying you're human."
How?
I don't fucking know. It's Roll20. Like I said, Roll20, you're stupid.
I mean,
See?
we did used to open our Sunday games with an open letter to Roll20. F you.
Does it say refer to sentence A?
Yep, that's right. Your buddy's just been killed, so your first response is "get up, asshole."
Oh, you guys are just...
Sounds like you make the best captain.
He's not a captain. He's a commissar.
He's a dick, is what he is.
Yeah, I said commissar.
He said what he said.
You haven't validated my statement yet, Nev.
I haven't been attempting to validate your statement.
Well, it looks like Ryan's not going to be here. I don't know if Ingus will be here. But hopefully...
I don't think Angus has ever been here.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just gonna let it go.
Same. Cursa, apply more coffee. Did you forget to apply the coffee after I got in here?
That was the sad part.
So the answer to that question is yes.
Anyway. Alright, so because of that, we're gonna do a few things a little bit differently than I was expecting to do.
I mean, it'd probably be alright if we just continue on. Like, if them not being here is going to, like, stop us, I kind of don't see the point in actually doing anything then.
I mean, we can still do stuff. It's just we're not going to be able to do the event, the council event, which is okay. We'll deal with it when it comes to it. Anyway, it's time. I'm Karsa, Karsa KKWX. Karsa's my name. KKWX is our empire. And we're going to play a little bit of some Godbound, which is based in the empire. So, let's get to it. Alright, so last week, you guys you had already finished up your turns, and then you were starting to talk about things that you wanted to do. Now, the time is coming to a close at that 6-month, wishing that, or the 6 months that you were given as a prophecy that something is going to happen. There has actually been some evidence showing that it is going to happen. Cormac, you told us a little bit about your city last week, and you told us what you were doing with the city. Is there anything you want to add to it today?
I mean, not really. It's still kind of in the, like, building and, like, not construction, it's building. It's still like the coming together phases of things. So, like, some of the stuff just isn't being thought of right now because it's not what people need to survive at the moment. It's like, yeah, there's some entertainment, but it's basically what people can do with minimal equipment and stuff. It's like, yeah, there's some concerts because that just pick up some musical gear, which the rider can literally just slap it, but he shits it out.
Right.
He's like a Pez dispenser for that stuff.
So
there's like some plays going on because constructing a stage is pretty easy. It's like, oh, that unfinished house, hey, look, a stage.
Oh, literally, these bunch of pallets that we just pushed together? Oh, look, a stage.
Exactly. So it's like there's some like street performances going on, but there's nothing like major, except for there's like one massive rave that happens at some point, just because Cormac gets bored and finds some turntables.
Suddenly one night, just all across to the planet, we just can all hear in the distance.
Yeah, pretty much.
well, you could technically get close enough. Anything else?
I mean, not really. Nothing major that I had planned at the moment.
Okay. We talked about what type of system, as far as barter, whatnot. And we had a little... Oh, but that was with Raiden. That wasn't with you. We had a little escapade with a new celestial showing up. All right.
Did we?
Yes,
Yes.
the merchant.
You missed
Okay.
last session.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Because you missed most of it, we'll be talking with you next. Shiv,
We also learned that Shiv should not do diplomacy.
definitely not. Shiv, you just no.
Yeah.
No.
When you cross over to Neppy, that with 100% more loot elves.
Yes, actually.
Aha!
Something brought
Confirmed.
in something confirmed. Okay, so actually Riley and I had a conversation before we started the stream up of what is he going to do about his family, because her family, their family, I'll go with their
No,
family,
just go with she.
she's family. Damn it. Her family, which are elves that were underground, and well, in the conversation came, I asked about what evidence, and I also asked for a charisma and intelligence roll. Both were very, very successful, as you can see. And
Elf getting a charisma roll, who would have thought?
Considering it is my second lowest skill.
Oh, yeah, I actually am in fact reading that.
Yeah, it goes intelligence, strength, dexterity, constitution, charisma, wisdom.
yeah, so
That's best to worst.
with that in mind, the elves are moving out. But they want to go to a cave area because they've lived underground all their lives. And the cave they chose was Neppy.
I mean, Shiv won't stop them. Supposed to be a relatively open area.
So now if you
Now there's actually a reason for people to go to the nerd cave.
yeah.
Because it's no longer going to be the nerd cave, it's actually going to be the lewd cave.
The cave of earthly delights. That's a Morrowind reference.
But you were going along and just having a very think tank type of city, and now
And now we're going to have strip clubs on every corner.
But it's round. There are no corners.
We'll make corners.
Okay, that's easy. Well, just carve
I mean,
out some corners.
Well, actually, no. If it's round, see, here's the thing. If it's round, technically that means every single building can classify as the corner.
this is true.
Hookers.
You're going to be surrounded by a wall of brothels.
You're going to be surrounded by elves.
That's what he said.
Again, Shiv's not going to stop him, and if the other citizens aren't objecting, he's all for it.
Well, a lot of the think tank thinks that, are we going to be fine with our food? They also think that, or they will bring up the fact is, it might not be a bad idea to have some labor-intensive people instead of just having us.
I highly recommend you say it just like that to Riley. Shiv.
So the suggestion is making the elves do all the work while we just sit around and think all day, right?
Well,
You know, the funny thing about that is I actually picture that the Elven Society is probably less tall, skinny twats that worship trees, and more average height, probably fairly stocky, basically beardless dwarves that will probably pound your fucking brains in for something like that.
They're still a little bit tall and lanky, but they are definitely not pushovers.
Afraid I gotta side with the elves on that one. I would prefer not to be forcing just one group of people to be a workforce. Like, I could name a bunch of things wrong with
But
that.
you're normally amazing at your charisma check and picking the right descriptors for ideas.
Okay, so how are you going to propose this to your people?
What, letting the elves stick around?
Yeah.
Academically, of course. There's so much we can learn from the elves. And they in turn can learn a lot about us surface dwellers. No, I'm not actually gonna say it like that. That just sounds dumb.
You know, it's
elves are
funny
not
you say
common.
that. It's funny you say that, and yet that's literally one of the arguments towards the older generation of elven citizens for them to not stick around in the caves where they're gonna definitely die when, if / more likely when Opus decides it's gonna have a little wiggle and basically create earthquakes around the whole area.
Yeah, because right now the only two known factions living underground are the elves and the dwarves.
Not anymore. They have moved.
Yeah, were the elves and the dwarves. The dwarves, all things considered, considering how deep they like to dig, would have been safer than the elves, in my opinion.
The dwarves are going to eventually dig again and find a place underground. But
Yeah,
you
they're
have a
dwarves.
cave.
Yeah, they're going to have problems because they went over to Rise, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
the other side.
Same general area.
They're still liable to have some issues if they tried digging too deep in that area, considering there's a certain
fine,
geological thing.
Actually,
okay
they
now?
are strategically doing so with that in mind.
I mean, the dwarves do like digging and running into fire and smoke things, so they'll just find the Balrog. Set the
Yeah.
Balrog.
I was
That's just-
going to say they're going to find the hidden fun stuff.
yeah.
Losing is fun. That
Okay.
is literally one of the taglines of Dwarf Fortress, for those wondering.
Alright.
I wasn't, but sure.
But that they will pretty much figure out how to make their own cave.
It's easy. Grab a pickaxe.
Yeah. Elves,
What?
The elves, however, will probably be taking the outer rim buildings. Unless there are
So-
some already taken up.
So the outer rim, which is basically the upper levels of the frickin' system.
The lower
the area.
levels. They'll be taking the lower levels because they want to. They're still cave dwellers.
Well, again, Shiv will tell his people he's all for working with the elves, but he is not fine with turning them basically into the workforce. Like, we all have to pull our weight out here to survive, people. And I could name a bunch of things wrong with just making one group of people do all the work.
Oh yeah, I can too.
I can name several things both morally wrong with that and just straight up wrong with that.
Well, we're not gonna hit the fourth wall, but
Yeah, we're not
say-
gonna go there.
You
If you
are
can't
s-
figure it out,
To be fair, right? To be fair, the thing that would be hilarious that if you did pitch that is the fact that the one elf you actually know happens to be head of a PMC and could orbital strike you
Yeah,
just
that's
for a
another
while.
reason. That's another reason. Like, Shiv has no problem with the elves coming and honestly doing stuff here. But he's not going to basically force them into abject slavery just to have them here.
Yeah, see, that is right there. That is the
big
slavery part. is
I'm curious as to how a bunch of highly enlightened librarians fell upon this idea.
They're not.
Easy.
Look at my noodle
They're-
arms.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Look at the amazing physique that I've gained from sitting in a comfortable chair, flipping pages for the past 60 years.
And now I
I'd be
don't
like-
have to do anything because the elves could do it for us.
Yeah.
Nope.
No. Again, I can name several things wrong with that. I was a librarian like you guys, and I've done a lot of work. I've also gotten very hurt doing it, but it's been worth it. Still probably not a good way to sell your product.
You know what? I think you need to do a charisma roll for that.
Yeah, actually, I hope to not fail.
That's the immediate thing. Oh shit, he got hurt. I'm not doing work. Work with a capital W. Fuck that.
I feel there's a strike coming on.
1 second. I had to close out of Chrome because it froze. Which, honestly, was my first mistake, using Chrome.
Yes, we've talked about this.
Give it a month. NEPI will no longer be run by the librarians. It will, in fact, be my town.
The coup is possible.
Well, just be aware. Make up a sign that says City of Arkham.
Assume I failed, just on principle. No, I actually succeeded.
You
By
just
2.
succeeded.
Charisma is quite literally my worst check. Actually, no, Constitution is tied with it.
Either way,
But the question is, do you have the Constitution for math?
I am literally the Godbound in knowledge. It'd be a problem if I didn't. I am not hates.
Knowledge
hates
isn't math.
Lovecraft.
You can know a ton of shit and yet not know anything about math.
Yes, well, I'm not horrible phobias Lovecraft.
Yeah.
alright. You managed to say it just right. With a little bit of seething still coming from your people. Because refugees, seriously.
Shiv, there's also this thing I would suggest this maybe in the future. You might want to think about.
Mhm.
You have allies you could call on to maybe help with stuff like this.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, Shiva, look at his people. Until fairly recently, we were refugees. From out of Opus. You guys know what we are running from. We were already basically slaves to... Looks in the direction of Opus. For lack of better description, a giant jellyfish.
You could actually see
And
the
you guys-
jellyfish from here.
And you guys want to decide that somebody else should be under our thumb as well? People asking for help? We are librarians. We share. We don't just rule.
I'm sorry, that was funny.
Yeah, because the one time I'm actually lucid about something is an ideal I feel very strongly about.
Yeah. Yeah. You're lucky you didn't have a coup.
Hmm.
It's kind of that, well, we're here. It's our home, not theirs. They're guests. And the elves will have a retort for that.
I mean, if you want.
Yeah, I was going to say, if the elves are going to have a retort for that, can that retort be my character walking forward going, who's securing your borders right now?
Mm.
Oh my god.
Points at the badge of head of the PMC successfully keeping you from being eaten by the six-legged tigers.
And another elf saying that.
I'd be willing to back that one up. But also, if you really want to make the argument, both the dwarves and the elves were here first, technically.
Yeah, that's exactly what is about to be said by one of the elders.
Yeah, one of the elders like banging a stick, going, "Hey, we were here first. Get off my lawn, you bunch of bitches."
Technically,
Like,
this is
if
our
anything,
home.
we are the ones trespassing.
Now, either we can work together, or you can shove off and let us have our home back.
For one, I'm all for working together. Because lack of unity is why this planet is a irradiated mess in the first place.
Good. Then if you all are in agreement, finally, we can become...
Strippers.
we can
What
make
is it with
this
you guys
work.
and lewd elves?
What is it with you being under such a huge rock that you only learned today about the meme that elves are a bunch of pervs?
No. It's because I'm used to elves, but at least the Elder
No,
Scrolls
you're
style
used
of
to
them being
one
portrayed as more or less
depiction.
sociopaths.
Anyway, the elves do basically say, well, this was our home, so if you guys work with us, it won't be a problem. If not, there will be a problem.
So I for one am pitching the idea of building more buildings, even tunneling more if we have to.
Oh, they'll start to tunnel, actually.
So we can in fact have corners. Ba-dum-bum.
Are they corners?
I don't know, that depends on how they dig their tunnels. I'm assuming they don't go in a corkscrew pattern.
I mean, that's just a lot of corners, one after the other. Like corner.
Could be. Could be a
Damn you and your
honeycomb.
3D modeling now.
Actually, they would do the honeycomb pattern.
Ooh, that's even more corners.
Yeah, we put corners in your corners so you can corner where you corner.
That's just the Hounds of Tindalos.
You what?
Elder mythos nonsense. They're
Okay.
dogs that are invisible and they can teleport through 90-degree angles.
Oh yeah.
So you managed to stop
Oddly
a
specific.
coup. You managed to stop the elves from taking over your place, as long as they work together.
Yeah. I am all for unity. Knowledge and education can bring us all together.
Yep,
Mhm.
okay.
Somebody has to feed us too.
That's kind of taken care of already.
Well, that's not what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to get at the fact.
Ah, shit, you actually have to do some shit for yourselves? Ah, damn. Fucking wake up.
You actually have to do some shit for yourselves. What were we doing when we were inside the city?
Ordering McDonald's from DoorDash.
Yeah.
The librarians? They didn't do much of anything.
Just sat around and go, oh, we have all the knowledge in the library.
Yeah, like,
Ah."
not gonna lie, man. The librarians were kind of like one of my least favorite least liked groups when Carson was explaining things to me.
Mm-hmm. They really
Kind of
were...
like, you guys don't do anything.
You literally stand in your ivory towers and in fear of what judgment might come upon you if secrets were to get out.
No, because I didn't know that part at the beginning. When she was first telling me things, I'm like, so these guys literally just sit there and read books.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Cool. You guys are just actual parasites.
Sort of.
Ironically, because they were keeping the secrets for the actual parasite.
You know, you gotta stop falling onto they were keeping secrets. Like, you know how many secrets are kept all the time without entire sects being devoted to the keeping of these secrets?
But
Like millions.
There was a lot of other things besides keeping secrets that they had to do. But it was all investigation and intelligence based. Not a whole lot of labor work at all being done.
Oh. You're not helping their case. Now they just sound like the secret police.
I mean, considering how they were treating Shiv at the beginning, weren't they?
Like I said, you're just making them sound worse to me.
I'm not saying they're
Touche.
any better. Anyway. Anything else you'd like to do, Shiv?
Not at the moment. Like, Shiv will start designing more, gardens and whatnot to be put together so that elves can grow some food that they like.
Okay.
Because
What?
I'm sure
Oh.
they're not going to...
My shit's not good enough for you guys? Fine, I'll just take it away.
The elves have been living underground for... a while.
Yeah,
I
and if
was
they
going to go
can't,
by insert number of generations here.
and if they don't want to eat what's provided for them, I can just not provide for them.
No, they'll eat what's provided for them. That makes it even easier for them. I think what he's trying to get at is for the community garden he was making.
Yeah, honestly, like, you know, let's embrace their culture. Let's learn. Let's be tolerant.
Your entire city's gonna change after that.
Sounds about right.
Like Dab says, there's a Starbucks and a brothel in every corner.
Perhaps.
And this is when we start going and start developing a system for money, because I don't want a Starbucks and a brothel on every corner, basically bankrupting one person for going in for 5 minutes. I don't know
Oh
much
my
about
God.
brothels, but I do know a lot about Starbucks.
I mean, to be fair, they're basically the same thing.
Yeah, one's by baristas, one's run by horistas.
Wow.
I mean, they're both businesses based around fucking over the consumer.
And with a lot of cream.
One gives with a lot of cream. One gives you blue balls, the other one wrings your balls out for all the money ever.
Oh, no, that's not a brothel.
Because the hookers are very expensive.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. Alright, let me...
Yeah, I was making a joke about you getting blue balls. Why? Because you walk into a Starbucks and you go, yeah, can I have a regular coffee? And you go, that'll be $185.95, and also the $35 surcharge, and also the $15 entry fee. You know, like, shit, I should have just gone to the hookers. At least I would have known that I'm getting fucked.
Alright, Shiv. Let's talk about your city again. Now that the elves are there, it says help clean up plant life. I think that's not an issue anymore.
I think by now we've largely got any stray rocks out of the way, the water around Neppy largely free of debris and invasive plants, as well as any overgrowth that was around, largely cleaned up by this point.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just making it look pretty.
People will be in the alcove. Well, those were kind of... If they didn't want to be in the alcove, the elves would be. Your first aid and school education, you're being taught a different type of first aid from the elves than what was originally anticipated.
A lot of massages.
A lot of holistic healing.
That's what I said.
It's funny because literally was about to make the oh baby joke.
Rats.
Yeah.
But basically,
Holistic.
we are learning the Basically, we are learning the natural medicine.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can't take that skill feat.
Okay. The journalists that you have there, they're still as typical, but they're
They're
starting
journalists.
a new Third Eye News. They're calling it the Nippy News. We're gonna
Hang
nip
on.
at your tails with the Nippy News.
And then there's the underground
what's
one,
that?
the Nippy News.
That's that's their tagline, yeah.
Yeah.
Shiv is
Going
just going to
to
go up to the place,
Nip
look at them,
your
and be like,
tail with the Nippy News.
Shiv is just going to go up to the place, look at it, look at their tagline, and be like, "You guys are going to get laughed at. You know that, right?"
Well, I know they're the ones getting laughed at. Then you go to your entertainment news section, which is the Nippy News, and they're just like, "Guys, we can't even get noticed because your tagline should have been ours. What are you doing?"
The other news stole our tagline.
I'm going to collect all the journalists, stand them in a big circle, and then I'm going to kill the 30 feet in the center for that tagline.
Really? Or are you gonna make them have another tagline?
I admittedly can't think of anything better. I was assuming they would just keep going up on the number of eyes for their news thing. So instead of Third Eye News, it's now Fourth Eye.
It's the 4-eye news.
Yeah.
How's it going,
No,
you
that makes perfect
nerds?
sense. Yeah, 4-eye news.
Nerd-eye news.
What's up, nerds?
4-eye news. Wow. You want to call it 4-eye news?
Yeah. With the tagline of "What's up, Poindexters?"
No.
Oh, he said it. It's what it is now.
What's up,
You-
Poindexters?
I find it sad that nerd insult has kind of fallen to the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
Why? It takes too long to say.
All right.
Insults need to be short and succinct.
Your council has changed because now you're gonna be expected to have some of the elves on it.
Okay.
Vote for change. There's definitely change.
Oh man, if people are throwing change, they've never been to a strip club before. Riley, you need to get in there and fix these guys.
That's not what I meant.
No, I mean, they'll just get thrown out by the bouncers.
The Roomba cleaning the walls. Now that is going to be something that I think will be used as targets with the elves. They'll target it. Use it
Honestly,
as a target.
Oh my god. They're not fucking hellbillies. Jesus Christ.
Honestly, at that point, they've probably seen Shiv try to shoot at the damn thing and casually miss.
I mean, like, what next? Is there gonna be people being like, oh my god, oh no, the sun's burning my eyes? And they'll be like, dude, that's a light. It's got a switch, you know.
No,
Man,
I'm saying that they're using it
They
as
don't like it either.
target practice.
They don't like it either.
They don't like it.
Robot
But
thing.
every
You,
time we kill-
you give me $10 I can hit it?
I mean, to be fair, right? The other comment I was gonna make, or you can't say, you can't really make the thing about elves being a bunch of weedy little twats in regards to, the fucking librarian dipshits. On account of the elves have been living in caves which have giant spiders everywhere.
Yeah,
Mhm,
pretty
but
much.
this is a Roomba. They just want to shoot at it.
Oh my god, it's not a kitten. No,
That's-
it's a stupid robot thing. Kill it anyway.
Yeah, the problem is that, as Ryden pointed out last week, even if Shiv does, or somebody does destroy the fucking Roomba, another one is just going to fucking appear.
So
Oh no, that's the one that's to specifically annoy you. It's the one that plays the Tetris theme.
well, Shiv, The favorite pastime of the people in your place, other than lewd comments, is shooting the Roomba.
I thoroughly approve. However, just to prove a point, Shiv is also going to commission a gym being built.
How much?
Oh yeah, we're going to end up with a bunch of very well chiseled elf girls.
And the librarians probably won't touch the place. You'll get that one curious librarian who just suddenly goes in, comes out completely jacked.
Watching elven dancers. Yes, there will be dancing. That's another pastime. Elven dancing. I kind of think of those Twi'leks.
There you're gonna have hillbilly elf girl.
He's gonna kill me.
I mean,
Jesus
yeah.
was Twi'lek. Because I know it's like TWI''LEK.
Twi'lek?
What are you on about?
Why are we talking about
Wait.
Star Wars?
Yeah, why are you talking about Twilight?
Because Karsa mentioned that's the image she has in her head, the Twi'lek dancers from, I want to say, Jabba's palace.
That pronounced
Why?
Twi'lek, but sure.
Because she brought up the dancing.
No, I was thinking of the cantina played in the games.
Oh.
Where you
mean-
have these hologram...
Okay, just because you brought it up, I have to make this point. You do know that officially the cantina music is referred to
As jizz.
100% quote, space jizz.
Yeah, they're not even kidding.
Yeah, that's not even a joke. 100%. Fucking George what's his pan stated it's space jazz because it's space music and jazz. That for him he called it space jazz.
Well, we're having
But
some
it's like
space
George,
jizz.
you know there's something else that's called jizz.
There is literally a drink in universe called Lum.
We're having some
L-U-M.
space... Hey, okay. We are having some space jizz, and there's the dancers.
We all died.
Yeah, everyone's dying. That's
Well,
amazing.
this took an unexpected turn. And I'm all for it.
Of course! Oh, jeez. Love it. Needed that. Alright, don't die on us.
Mm.
Okay. How am I gonna say this with a straight face? That's for
You're
don't.
gonna try and then fail.
I mean, if you can't say it with a straight face, say it with an LGBTQ face.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, there is going to be a cantina there. A place where there will be booze and stuff like that, and dancing.
And boobs.
And boobs.
There are not enough images of redneck elves.
They're not rednecks. But
They
know-
shoot at small robots. They're rednecks.
Shooting at the small robot, and I'm not a redneck.
Alright, fine. I'll give you that. They are shooting at the robots. It's funny. Anyway. So that is your new world. Your new area. And unless you disagree with this, this is part of your new city.
So I'm all for diversity.
And all for those boobs, too. Okay. Now let's go back to Riley, because Riley wasn't here last week. Riley, what is your place, or what is your cult looking like?
A bunch of heavily armed psychopaths.
Oh, now you don't have a city yourself, but
Nope.
you are going to have, what, the Scorpion?
Yeah, I need to change that in various texts
Okay, so
because I've decided that the letter S repeated twice. Yeah, there are some connotations that are not liked.
yeah, so let's not do that. So what are you gonna call
Yeah.
it?
So we're changing it to one that I'm totally stealing from a friend. That would be hilarious if she ever found out. So instead of 2 S's, we're going to have 3. Because we are rebranding during the downtime from Site Secure to Scorpion Security Solutions.
Scorpion Security Solutions. Okay. All right. How is your structure? Besides you being the boss, what's your structure like?
I am the boss. I have a delegate that gets delegated to. His name's Snake. He's a lizard man. He was potentially named when he got yoinked by a Florida man. Because honestly, I imagine he probably had at some point has a pet gator that's just called like Big Croc or something.
Probably.
So we would have, obviously, for non-combat operations, we would have there'd be chief of staff, and then there are people directly that handle all the non-combat operations. So payroll, contract negotiations, advertising, all that kind of stuff. Sourcing materials, blah blah blah. All of the boring paperwork stuff that probably involves 1,000,001 spreadsheets. Not like I'm speaking from experience, having done spreadsheets for a PMC group before. Then, of course, you get the CCO, Chief Combat Operations. Though technically that falls to Riley. What was the other one? You know what? We're just going to call it the CFO for Chief of Forward Operations, being outside of the main focal point, which is likely going to be changed from the Opus HQ, which is basically what's being sort of controlled by Snake at the moment, because he's in charge of that stuff, while Riley's not there.
What about the CIO, the Chief of Interrogative Operations?
Well, I mean, that's me again, because I'm the one with the sword.
I mean, anybody can have a sword.
Yeah, but I'm the one with the sword and the lack of morals.
The forward operations is gonna be Snake?
No. You know what? Give me a minute to get the fantasy name generator.
Let me just call them all animals. This is Rhino.
And we'll find something funny. Oh no! Wait a minute! I know exactly what names I'm going to pick. I just have to look them up to find out. But I'm gonna reject all there. Fully. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's there's the HQ staff, which would actually be getting shifted out of Opus.
Okay, so they are moving. Where are they moving to?
Well, we're gonna set up like FOBs at we're totally gonna take over the we're gonna take over Neppy when Magica's not looking.
Hey.
I mean, you
that's
probably
it, I'm
just
trading an army.
no say like you probably just walk off the ship and be like, "Hey, do you want to not be in charge?" Shiv would be like, "Yes, please."
You know, the whole
No,
thing.
people would be like that.
I probably could, and then yeah, if there's any backlash, it's just like, do you want this bald psycho with a shiv to be in charge? I mean, after all, he wanders around with a scalpel and calls himself Shiv.
So you're
Meanwhile, I have an
Hey,
actual name.
so
Hey,
your
I didn't ask me name that.
so your operations is moving to Neppy.
Well, we're gonna set up something probably on the outskirts, where it's easy to, you know, do stuff on the edge,
Okay.
like build landing pads and shit, as a location, and probably, you know, set up something nearby to the volcano area as well. Again, on the edge, as a sort of central point for where the troops are that are assisting with, you know, keeping people safe over there.
Okay.
So, to be fair, it is that thing where, because the is it Sun's Covenant, or is it Sun's Blood Covenant or something?
Sun's Blood Covenant.
Sun's Blood, right? Yeah, because that group isn't a bunch of nerds that have their books. Like, they can, for the most part, take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The sort of focus would mainly be towards Neppy, because more, like, a higher percentage of people there are non-combatant civilians.
Yeah, so far the only person that really has done any fighting is Shiv.
Yeah, and that's a scary thought.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny, considering the elves could probably, like, sneeze and take over that place. Because, you know, when you live with the cave spiders for enough generations, you're by default more capable of combat than a bunch of librarians.
That's for sure. Especially when the
Fair enough.
cave spiders are probably the size of a small Volkswagen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like that thing where if Australia ever actually decided to get its shit together, they could probably have quite a substantial force. The problem is, they've got a bunch of people that are out messing around with the huntsmen.
Dude, Australia lost to emus. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you've either got
How many countries have gone to war with birds? 2. How many countries have lost wars to birds? 2. I love that. Literally, birds are amazing at war, as proven by the Australian Emu War.
The Great Emu War, thank you.
Yep.
I mean, it's literally a case of
The guys who went out with a jeep and like 50,000 rounds of ammo for basically a Gatling gun that was on the back of this jeep, and the fact that they came back with
Casualties.
Yeah, they came back with like 1 wing worth of feathers, 0 kills, and 2 of their dudes injured.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alright, so to get back to what we were doing, far as Neppy goes, the elves will be able to help you figure out some of the old tech that is there that you did not know how to handle easily because they know it. So some of the old tech will be able to be part of your new tech, like a energy source. They can easily fix it for you if you do not know how to make it. They will actually do some of the mining downward so they can make that spiral home, honeycomb home. Anything else, Ship?
Well, honestly, then if we're gonna start digging up resources as well, I guess it's time to start working on commerce.
So how are you gonna do that?
I don't know. I didn't think we'd get this far today.
Especially now that you have Riley's people gonna be over there.
Well, I suppose a good place to start would be asking the elves how they dealt with commerce. Because, to my knowledge, it was just humans, dwarves, and elves living on the surface initially.
Well, there were 2 ways. It depends on how far back you want to go. There was the barter system, which is one of the first ways. And then there was also, they used to use shells or different types of crystals for money.
So, bartering, but with something with a value, like wampum. Got it.
Yeah.
Can I ask you this question, Shiv? Do you actually know the history of currency?
Not as much as I would like.
Right, well, the main thing is the first, official coin system that was used. The image on the coin was of a bushel of wheat.
Right.
Right, you take a bunch of wheat, you tie it together, this is 1 bushel. The purpose of that is because that was decided to be the de facto trade agreement that things would be spoken about in terms of how many bushels something was worth. So they then made their coin system where 1 coin was equal to 1 bushel, so you could have a pocket full of these coins representing that. Like, it's that literal thing of how, bank notes state that, well, I mean, they used to state that thing about, you could go into a bank and say, I want my $10 or pounds or guineas, whatever, worth of gold. Yeah. That is just the base system of it. It doesn't require...
actually honor that, funnily enough.
Yeah, but the point is, it doesn't require you to have several hundred people sit down for decades working out values and stuff. All you need is to do the Coca-Cola or the Mars bar economy. How much is this worth? Right, this is now 1 unit of currency.
I mean, you already got an easy thing.
This is in comparison.
You already got an easy one. Lap dances.
Exactly.
For God's sakes, are we really going to keep this show going?
Yes.
Yes. 100%.
This is one of those, if you have to ask, you already know the answer.
I mean, have you actually paid attention to... have you actually looked at the image for Riley? Riley, who I will make the point, is a professional soldier.
Yes.
Is the head of a PMC, used to be a cop.
Yes.
And is very dressed.
Yeah. It's dressed in that way where we mistakenly don't add the UN at the start of the word.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I have several other images of even more showy outfits
I'm
that,
not even
that I
surprised.
choose not to use for the character. Although, to be fair, I do have one that I'm going to set up at some point for the advanced sort of combat setup. And if you've looked at the characters in First Descendant, would definitely bear a resemblance to Sharon.
Hey.
Which I
Well,
unlocked, by the way.
That's Neppy largely dealt with for the day, then, I hope.
Yeah. And now that Riley is with you, is there anything else, Riley, that you would like to add to your group? Or are we done with that?
You know what? Make showers.
You're gonna make showers?
No, you didn't hear the first part of that. Mixed. No, I mean, as I say, we'll basically set up a building to, you know, run operations in that area from, you know, do the standard like security thing in that area.
Now this...
I mean, it's essentially the same setup as we're doing at Rise, just with less of a focus on like the actual protection thing, because of course, you know, Cormac's group isn't comprised of as many civilians.
Okay.
I mean, for all I'm saying, that is more like my group's presence over there is more concerned with the large amount of civilians involved in Raiden's group, because they're in the same zone.
Okay. As far as this Scorpion, is there any particular hierarchy there? Anybody who's gonna be in charge of piloting, whatnot, or does it matter?
I mean, if you want a list of departments and department leads and that, I mean, I can put that together for you.
I'm basically gonna use their names occasionally.
All right, yeah, I can put together some NPCs for you.
Okay.
So we will answer with the standard. How much of the group? Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Right. So, y'all are looking up into the sky. I need you to do a perception check. So that is going to be a wisdom roll. All of you.
Man, we all just rolling our lowest stats today.
Come on, character sheet. Load.
No. Make me.
Oh boy.
Also, just FYI, because it's like 6 o'clock, we've got delivery that's supposed to be due sometime in the next hour to 2 hours, so I may have to suddenly go to get the door.
We might be stopping early today. Just
I
because
mean,
one,
that'd be
I'm
completely
tired,
understandable.
and
There's
two,
literally only 3 of us.
and there's only 3 of you. Unless you guys have something to do. So,
My character sheet is refusing to load.
And close it and do it again.
wow!
Deploy an F5.
This may be an interesting event. Who is left to do a wisdom check?
Me, who's refreshing Roll20 because Roll20 is being a dick.
Sometimes if you just pop it out, it'll load.
If you fail, I'll be so... it'll be funny.
I mean, wisdom is my tied with my strength, so 50-50 shot. I'm willing to bet I fail.
Yeah, while he's doing that, question, because I know this has been answered in the past, and I'm sure there is a way. But what is the thing on this? Because I'm sure there is a thing for doing this. You know how in like Cyberpunk
No,
you can use luck on rolls. What is the thing that they do in this?
There isn't one.
There isn't.
Oh, there isn't.
Because
Oh, I could have swore there was.
no, there is not.
Only if you have the word of luck.
No, I was simply using the fact that in Cyberpunk you have a luck stat that has how many times you can add a point to a roll.
No, if you have a fact that would be relevant to the situation, you can get a +4, but that's basically it.
Hmm. Hey, Carson, I have a fact that's relevant. I have a spaceship.
That doesn't help you see from the
actually,
ground.
You do have a fact that's relevant, which is the kind of the reason why I needed to know who was piloting your ship.
Probably whoever the ship came with, because I don't think you've had a way to get people up to the ship yet.
Right, you know what? My friend is going to hate me. You can state that there is a head of the piloting group whose name is Tails. And no, it's not for that reason.
I know, but that's just funny.
Real name Miles per hour.
Alright. You are
I will never forgive the Sonic Company for that pun.
You are looking up into the sky, Shiv, and as you are looking into the sky, you see a particular small ship head forward into the orbit. Now, it does look like an ambassador ship.
Ship is going to go find a telescope and manually keep an eye on it. And let everybody else know that there seems to be an ambassador ship in orbit. Which probably isn't a good thing considering the other things that might potentially end up in orbit.
Well, before you actually go and start telling everybody, Riley will actually get a message that, yeah, there's a ship going up into orbit.
They're gonna keep a bead on it.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought an ambassador ship was coming to the planet, and I'm like, how the hell did he see into orbit? But it's leaving the planet. I get it now.
It's leaving.
Yep, I get it now. I figured it out. I got there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the way it was described was a ship was coming this way, rather than that way.
No, it's leaving the planet. Alright.
Alright, well they'll get a message back saying we'll monitor it. And for any other info that they get, do they have a transponder?
The transponder for the ship? That just...
Yeah.
Oh, this is the ambassador for the T'Pol. They know this. As the ship goes in orbit, we pan out from our friends who are watching the skies.
Cormac does have a reply for Shiv before we get into this.
Okay.
You're gonna get a gif of an explosion, and then a laugh track.
I mean, Shiv would literally respond back with, honestly, I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen to that ship, yes. It's not a formal prediction, it's just honestly based on how things have been going so far.
Okay, are you ready for the monologue?
Yup.
Okay. Thanks to my husband, we have a monologue.
Okay, I am not going to mention the thing that would likely completely derail your monologue.
What?
You can have your ship fly off and get destroyed.
Who did you mean to the ambassador you said that?
No, I'm saying that to you.
You
No,
said
the literal thing would be, you know, to hail them and ask them, where the fuck are you going? If you are intending on heading out to that scout ship, you are going to get destroyed.
Oh wow! You're gonna stop it before it even starts.
Well, I mean that's the thing that I would normally do, but you know what? I'm just going to let you go because I think some people in the government level need the wake up call.
I mean,
That
we literally
they
just
are regularly making decisions that are getting people killed needlessly.
yeah, just let the government do what they want for once. If SOB didn't decide to warn the government, it's because he wants to watch us with popcorn.
SOB is not involved with this.
I'm aware.
No, he's probably sitting somewhere with some popcorn watching the show.
He's probably got his own ship in orbit. He's got the red blue 3D glasses. It's a popcorn.
I'm not gonna be able to get through this without laughing. Oh my god. Okay. The documentarist waited patiently in the seat as the ship she was moved in to land. She held the bars that held her in place, and she felt the ship slowly ease onto the ground's surface, as slowly as possible. This was purposely, of course, since the ambassador did not like an uncomfortable ride. Not at all. The documentarist glanced across the inside of the ship to one of her 12 lenses. Her eyes were taken from her when she achieved the position of the documentarist. Hundreds of surgeries were performed upon her during her indoctrination into the position. Fingers were replaced with mechanical replacements that could break into multiple filaments, enabling efficient multitasking. Her head was elongated as the non-essential parts of her brain were removed to provide room for storage space, lenses, and other instrumentation. To enable her to record visions from dozens of angles at once, the sound at any decibel level, and as well as compartments within her body for her ambassador to place personal items for security. The purpose for the documentarist is to exist to record everything the ambassador does and to serve the ambassador's will. The documentarist had even given up her name for this position, having removed from her to serve the ambassador fully. The inside of the ship was quiet and luxurious. The sounds of the soft music playing over hidden speakers in a lush chamber of silks and soft cushions. The ambassador drank from the thin wine glass as the ambassador looked through the electric pad on her lap, with information about the visitors that they were leaving to meet. The ambassador wore her fine red and yellow and orange robes over her railed, thin body. The ambassador's appearance was one of a dainty flower, specifically chosen for this meeting to convey a sense of power and standing. Ambassador's face was a near diamond shape. Her red skin stretched over the face to almost sheer hues. Each feature of the ambassador was perfect, made whole. Golden eyes were seemingly never blinking, seated back into her head as her black and silver hair was held up with the silver and gold brace. Her paper wings wrapped around her in soft embrace. She's a thing. She's what we call a flame.
Asia's about to become what we call roadkill.
Space dust. Can't be roadkill if there's no roads.
The ambassador reached over and pressed a button next to her on the seat. How long? She asked in an expressionless voice. The response came over the speakers in a deep voice. 30 seconds, Ambassador. And the ambassador went back to reading her pad while the documentarist recorded every sound, every moment the ambassador made. A few moments later, the documentarist heard a small hiss, and one of her lenses glanced over to the doorway that was opened. One of the ambassador's guardsmen had entered to escort the ambassador out of the ship. The guard was in golden ceremonial armor, each plate etched with the fine filigree that gave the armor the artistic appearance, then to actually be used for protection. The guard visibly wore two sidearms, but the documentarists knew that there were more weapons hidden in the armor that he wore. He stood 2 meters tall with his armor oversized over his enlarged frame. Ambassador, we have arrived. Permission to escort. The guard said in a deep voice, and I know I'm not going to do these voices. The ambassador.
Oh, really?
Nah, it's not going to happen.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
She's
Oh, really?
already
You
had
think?
the accents.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Really?
I'm in trouble.
You're sure about that?
You really wanted to be that bad? Okay. The ambassador nodded and rose upward, pulling her electronic pad close to her chest. The documentarist pressed the button to release the belts holding her in and rose upward. You're off the ship. Are you sure about that? Okay, fine. So you're telling me I need to do these voices?
Hey, I've just paid 10,000 channel points.
Yes, I'm gonna do the voices.
Them's rookie numbers.
Hey, I've got 109k.
Spend them all.
Okay. Outside of the ship, theirs was surrounded by a
Yeah,
flat
31.
landscape that was riddled with rocks, huge stones. The rest of the dozen guardsmen surrounded the ambassador in the protective circle with their weapons drawn at the ready. Each were dressed into similar armor in various size due to their varied racial makeup. The guards were personally chosen by the ambassador due to their skills in battle and ending loyalty. The ambassador had chosen this retinue specifically to show a force that was necessary as well as safety. The documentarists made a point to record each of them. The documentarists recorded each and every detail surrounding them as they moved forward from the ship and met with the emissaries. The documentarist extended two of her lenses upwards onto like tentacle-like appendages that snaked above the heads and to surround the guardsmen to the view of the emissaries of the ambassador that was to be met. They were three giant clad in ceremonial armor. Each stood up over 2.5 meters tall and almost as thick. Huge shoulder plates extended outwards as each of them held a rifle in their hands. The weapons were huge compared to those that were carried by the guardsmen that surrounded them, the barrels of which gave the documentarist pause as she attempted to push back the fear that she felt in her heart. The two giants had helmets that covered their faces. Each helmet has two eyes and a filter over their mouthpiece. Each gave them a terrifying appearance. The center, though, they had their helmet hanging at their waist. The face of this was almost human in appearance, at least once was. A once handsome face with multiple scars had crossed it. The head shaved, the eyes deep blue, and showed a sense of compassion. The ambassador moved her right hand and the guardsmen moved without a word. They split aside and exposed a small area where the ambassador could move forward to greet the emissaries. She stepped forward 3 steps, making sure to be still within the protective ring her guardsman gave her. The documentarist followed beside her ambassador like a pen and recorded every sound, every movement, and of every participant. The ambassador spoke with an angel-like voice, which the documentarist was sure to amplify her recordings. Honored emissaries, we bid you welcome to our home. I am Ambassador Hilopi, for Her Grace the DePaul, leader of Opus. To whom I am speaking with? She asked, and she spoke with the calm tongue of Opus. The documentarist recorded the sub-level electronic sounds that were impossible to be heard without her sensors. It was coming from her head, from the heads of the giants, that her senses deciphered as some sort of translator to change the ambassador's speech in the language the giants would understand. The non-helmet giant spoke with a grave voice that almost echoed. The documentarist read the sensors and depicted the sounds as going through the same translator. I am Jorgen, emissary of the God Emperor of the Thames. We have come here, as they were yelling. It feels like they're yelling. We have come here seeking information on the ship that has left your home. This passenger ship, depicted of the symbol of the spider, belonging to the Solari. Do you know of it? The I'm trying. The ambassador's response was quick and rehearsed. We have many ships that come and leave to our lovely city to seek information on one is only a cursory description. Would be just a waste of time, emissary. Please, tell us, do you have more information that we can go by? The giant paused before responding. The ship was spotted leaving your home space less than 3 solar months ago. It was a Solari ship, depicted their symbols of their spider upon its hull. You are familiar with the Solari, yes? The documentarist noted the giant's expression slightly change. The movements were microscopic, but the documentarist noted the slightest changes in the body temperature. The ambassador looked through her pad a moment before responding. Yes, we are familiar with the Solari. The T'Pol has used them in the past. The giant replied, very good. Do they still have the presence upon your planet then? The ambassador replied with a voice of hidden annoyance. No. They've left us whereabouts unknown to us. Will that be all then? In a manner where the Solari is used by your T'Pol, ambassador. In what manner? In some manners. Usually as mercenaries to accomplish specific tasks. They do not have the presence here on the planet. Sir, I as mentioned. Now, will that be all? As she seems to act very annoyed. The documentarist censors the readout, increasing the temperature readings of the giants. She was unsure of the meaning, but the micro variations of their expressions possibly showed signs of annoyance from the giant. The giant spoke again. No! That will not be all, ambassador. If your T'Pol was to use them in the past, then your T'Pol knows how to find and contact them. We wish this information. The ambassador raised her voice slightly and arched her perfect back a little. The T'Pol does not see anyone. I am her ambassador, and I speak for her. The Solaris are no longer in our employ, nor in our ability to contact. I'm afraid your trip here was fruitless. Now will that be all? No! The giant bellows out with a forceful voice of translator nearly missed it. Your T'Pol sides, or at least uses forces of the great enemy Blanchil. Your claims of the Solari not being in your employ are suspect at best. Now, will you please provide the information we have requested? The ambassador's motionless face was still. I have not heard of the name emissary. Blanchil means nothing to us. We have no association with that name, nor care to. We also do not care to be ordered about in our home, emissary. Your guests here on this planet, on our planet, remain courteous or this meeting is over. As the ambassador spoke, the guardsmen drew their weapons and pointed them at the ground in display of intimidation. The giants stood unmovingly. The documentarist noted the temperatures seeming to cool around the giants as it rose around the guardsmen surrounding her. The guards were ready to act on a moment's notice after the ambassador's orders. Each of them seemed to shuffle slightly in place as they were readying themselves. The quiet became deafening between the two sides. The center giant's eyes glanced about each of the guardsmen, but stopped on the one to the ambassador's right front. You! The giant said, pointing the finger at the guardsman. Remove your helmet, please. The guard looked toward the ambassador and responded with a slight nod. The guard removed the helmet and exposed a blue, thin, furred face. It was a mixture of human and feline. The eyes were wider and the dark slitted. The nose was pushed inward and slightly elongated lengthwise on the face. The thin whiskers extended on both sides of the face, with features remaining sharp. Small fangs protruded from the mouth as the guard stared at the giant without flinching. The giant spoke again, pointing at the guard. Guard, what is your name, please? The ambassador nodded her head again to grant permission for the guard to speak. I am Carrick. The guard spoke with a high-pitched voice. The K sounds spoke with a clicking sound. And what race do you belong to? I am a Mixism. The giant nodded slightly and lowered his arm and looked straight into the ambassador. You speak of ignorance of the great enemy, yet you harbor one of her creations among your ranks. Care to explain, Ambassador? The ambassador spoke with a calm reverence of finality. My guards are my business, not yours, emissaries. You can come to my home with demands. You have come to my home with demands and accusations. We have given you answers, yet you continue to press. Even to your interrogating of my guards, toss accusations at you. Your welcome on this world is now revoked. You will turn and remove yourselves from the planet immediately. Am I making myself clear, emissary? The words. The guards aimed their weapons at the giants as they took battle stance. Each of their weapons aimed at suspected weak points in their armor of the giants. And at the head of the center giant, each guard was ready to act with an instant of aggression or command. But it was not fast enough. The documentarist's sensors could barely catch the movements of the giants as they were fired upon. The first shots came from the side giants as they fired their cannons into two of the side guards. The bolt shells impacted their bodies, exploding them and making them into one bloody meat. The remaining guards attempted to shield the ambassador while returning fire. Their bullets pinged off the giant's armor as hails of the bullet shell flew in all directions. As the fog of war commenced, the center giant rushed forward in a blur of a moment and grabbed one guard and crushed its head with his gauntleted hand. The other hand grasped the ambassador and squeezed so hard that the ambassador's skull popped like bursting candy, spraying blood and bone on the documentarist and covering some of her lenses. The Mixism attempted to fire 3 times, hitting the left side of the giant in the helmet as the bullets dented their armor. The giant responded by rushing forward. Another bullet ricocheted off his chest plate as the Mixism pressed to the ground with his gauntlet hand and forced to lie prone. The sounds of the guards dying filled the sensors of the documentarist as she was paralyzed with fear. Everywhere her lenses recorded the scenery of the dead, blood, tissue, as it played and sprayed all around the directions. The giant's armor was covered with gore, and the center giant approached the documentarist. The giant leaned forward and spoke. You! What is your purpose to the ambassador? The documentress was paralyzed with fear, every sensor in her body taking in a surrounding carnage, and was completely overwhelming. She managed to squeak out one word: record. The giant nodded slowly, then pointed his index finger at the documentress. Good. Then you will live. Take what you have seen back to your T'Pol and make your T'Pol understand, as her ambassador was responsible for this bloodshed you see around you. We asked for answers, we were given none. Now we will find the answers ourselves. Now, go! The documentress nodded quickly and then turned to run. The lenses in the back of her skull recorded, and the giant holding down the mycosome, picking its unconscious body up and carrying it away to a fate unknown. The documentress returns to that ship, and the ship returns home. So,
And here we thought the Thanes were our only problem.
the lying ambassadors are actually the ones who start the war.
To be how that goes. Somebody's got to fire the first shot. That's generally how war works.
The whole thing is, though, that ship does return home. It does not explode. So a few hours later, you do see that ship once again heading back home. And, of course, Riley.
I think
You
Nav
get
is
a
AFK.
Okay.
Yeah, Nav's AFK. But does everybody have a bone to pick with Clan Solari?
Solari are the cult of Blungiel.
But even before we knew that, it seemed that everybody had a reason to be against them.
Well, they are assassins.
Okay, you know what? Fair enough.
So, yeah, I know he's AFK, but Riley would get a message back from his pilot saying they're returning. But because Ignis is not here, I won't be able to do the next part. Everyone is brought into the council meetings. What do you two want to do since we're at this point?
I mean, honestly, if we did see the ship return, not destroyed, Shiv is probably going to go and try to find out what happened without wasting the effort for it, because God knows what could possibly go wrong. So he's probably actually going to go back to Opus.
I was gonna say, does Shiv know that there's a council meeting happening?
Not at the moment. Soon will. Because the entire...
here's the thing. As soon as Shiv finds out that there's a council meeting, Carmack will crash it. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, because, like, Shiv is going to go back to Opus and be like...
They'll take Shiv with him.
Well, let's see. A ship went out, it wasn't destroyed, so it evidently wasn't going where I thought it was going.
Stop making assumptions.
Hmm. So let's go knock on some doors and find out what the hell happened.
Not some doors. A door. Very specific one.
Do you want to bring the beer or shall I?
I somehow it just comes out of nowhere. You think I go without?
Yeah, that's on me. I set the bar too low.
So yeah, Carson, if you want to do the council meeting, me and Shiv can be there. It'll be unfortunate, but sometimes
Wait for
people
everybody
miss.
else to-
Maybe
I
the
would-
fact Ignis didn't get the message on time? Or
Maybe.
didn't care? Maybe he was asleep or
I mean,
counting
he
his
did-
gold?
Honestly, in this case, I would rather wait for everyone else to be here for this one.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Because otherwise we are
regardless.
going to have to recap a lot.
I mean, it happens, but like this is kind of what I said at the beginning. I'm like, if there's a point where literally we cannot continue, why did we start?
I mean, we're roughly an hour off our usual stop time. And Nav also just went AFK and we don't know when he'll be back from his groceries.
All right. I mean, we could have a longer discussion about this after we out, but
At the end of the day, it's your stream, Cursa, so
she's walked away.
fair enough.
I heard. It's interesting when you have headphones that can walk with you.
Says a guy that does. You say to a guy who literally uses wired everything.
I used to use wired everything. But then I felt I kind of need these. And it worked.
Well, it's a lot easier to walk around with wireless stuff than it is without.
Yeah, I like the pace. That's why I have a wireless headset.
He's like the kind of guy that when corded phones were still a big thing, probably had a phone cord that was like 10 feet long.
No, by the time I was really using a phone, we had cordless.
Anyway.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you can crash it. No problem. We could say that Ignis was there and we'll get his point of view. I do kind of need Riley there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like I said, we don't know when Duff is going to be back with his groceries.
And since it's now to you two, is there anything you want to do while you're making your way to find out about the ship? Bye.
Oh, Mav, you're back.
Damn, she's not still going. I can't continue to laugh about it. So, what did I miss? Did they, in fact, all get murdered?
All but one.
All but it mixes him and the documentarist.
Michigan is captured. You can consider him murdered.
Mixes him is probably getting tortured.
Okay, to be
you-
fair, what was that decided before, or was it, or did that come up through some rolls or whatever?
No. It was in the cutscene.
Yeah,
Right.
Mixon was captured. Everybody else but the documentarist was killed. The documentarist said, "Go back to your T'Pol."
He has a deferred murder.
Right.
A
Pretty
deferred, a deferred, if you would.
Mm-hmm. So, and they wanted to go back and find, and you do have a message coming back from your pilot saying the ship is returning.
You know what? I would like to believe that message is, well, we held them, told them to not be a bunch of twats. They're coming back, and they seem to be multiple passengers late.
Yes. We'll go with that.
To which the immediate response is, told them.
Yeah,
Well-
so-
Stupidity is its own punishment.
yeah. But
And now we're
Cormac,
heading back towards Opus to find out what the hell's going on now.
no, Cormac just wants to crash the council meeting so he can laugh at him.
Like, the only person that wouldn't know to be there would be Raiden, out of character, unless we told him. Because Ignis would be there on principle.
Not necessarily. Unless they contacted him, he literally might not give a fuck. Just be like, what, am I making money out of it? Is this increasing my power? No? Then I don't care. That could be his response. You don't know.
Well, you're gonna get the message from Cormac saying, "I'm gonna go crash this council meeting. You in?"
We are in fact bringing beer.
Why would you take beer?
Why wouldn't I? I'm
Well, I
too
mean,
parti-
I don't know why you would, but why would the bald idiot?
I don't know. He asked me if I had any, and I was just like, why did you ask this question?
Yeah, you're the Godbound of knowledge. Like, you are the brainy twat. You should know this.
Why bring beer?
No. Why would you ask Cormac if he's bringing beer? Like, that should just be a given.
Yeah,
Is
fair
Cormac
enough.
there? Yes, then assume beer.
Assume he's got a couple of cold ones stashed away somewhere. Yes, got it.
They're probably not cold. Downside of being attached to the sun.
You know what? Fair enough.
I don't know. I could see Cormac in a few thousand years sitting there like, I gotta research some way to keep shit cold.
Gonna get stuff so hot that it gets cold again.
Okay.
I don't think you can redshift temperature.
I don't know. I'm not that heavy
there
in
is-
physics.
There was a research thing that I read where they propose a theory that temperature is actually circular. Due to the fact that apparently you get to a high enough temperature, things start acting like they're at a very cold temperature, and apparently it's the same. The closer to absolute zero you get, things start reacting as if they're at an incredibly high temperature. Apparently.
So temperature is just Schrodinger's temperature?
Essentially.
Okay, we're not getting into quantum temperatures.
Okay. So you guys
Wait,
decide to go
Yeah,
back.
I'll swing around for a laugh.
See, this one gets it.
Shiv, you head with them.
It was my idea.
That doesn't mean you're going with.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going with them.
Okay.
I thought that was implied, but all right.
It was. We just wanted to make you say it.
God,
Or at least
this
that's,
is one
that
of
was.
the-
that was-
This is one of those times where I wish this was one of the streams that I used face cam. thought I'd fuck you up.
Riley could then look at Cormac and be like, do we really want to be traveling with the known terrorist? Pointing at Shiv.
He's a known terrorist.
Well, he announced himself as such.
Cormac will just do that slow Family Guy head turn to you. What did you do?
Tried to get some farmers on our side, and that was the best way I could think of to introduce myself.
Hi, I'm
Was
a
that-
terrorist. You trying to
Wait a
kidnap
minute.
them?
No, I was trying to negotiate.
And you lead off with the, I'm probably gonna murder you if you don't do what I say.
No, I led with, hi.
Riley does the thing where you cross one arm, you put the other hand across your mouth. It fails at hiding the fact that you're laughing your ass off.
No, I introduced myself with, hi. You would know me best probably as one of the terrorists.
Riley immediately starts cackling and falls face down on the ground.
Cormac just walks
It's
away.
better than- I thought it was better than walking up to them and saying, hi, I'm a god.
No, those are both equally dumb.
Yeah, I will now need to look up the rules for what happens when you die.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am in fact dying on the ground.
Well, luckily, I don't think your own laughter counts as a gift-fueled attack, so I think you're fine. You'll just,
I don't know. I mean, this is quite a divine comedy.
I mean, eventually you'll just hit 0 hit points and like pass out. And then,
Can you, in fact, be coup de grace by cringe?
yes, actually,
Mm-hmm.
Korvac could do it. Just hit you with a passion attack.
Okay, at some point you actually have to kill someone with cringe.
If I ever get to the point where I need to do mental damage to somebody, I'll be like, I'll just grab Shiv, hold him in front of me, and hit them with a what is it? Divine Fury from Passion. Here, take 48 cringe damage as I hold up Shiv.
Wow. Ow, what little pride I have.
You're not tied to the word of pride. But anyway. So this is basically the conversation we're having while traveling, because, well, we're not walking now. Korak was just going to run the hallway, but if Riley and Shiv are coming, we're probably taking a fucking car.
I mean, Shiv has his motorcycle.
You can't survive in radiation.
Oh yeah, good point. Shiv will go and commandeer a Jeep.
You're gonna commandeer a Jeep.
You're just going to carpool with me and Dad.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna smack you with the dice that says, Riley would turn up in like some kind of AV.
I mean, we stole a bunch from SOB and FN. I'm sorry, Korvac stole a bunch from both of them.
Yeah, you stole a bunch from them. I already had several.
You didn't
Yeah.
steal from SOB.
Shiv made friends.
Okay, fine. I convinced him to leave them there for the benefit of himself.
Yeah,
And I did. I actually did.
Yeah.
that is literally what he did, and then he simply. See, it's technically not stealing if you simply never intend to return.
Well,
It's just
No, I
Always change your mind later.
He was convinced that it was in his best financial interest to just leave them out here and write them up as a loss.
Huh.
Right.
And by that, Korek just looked at him and said, no, and by that, Korek just said, I'm taking those. And SB's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
pretty much.
And I didn't take all of them. I think I took like 3.
You took 3. The rest went back. To do a lot of sending people out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why I took those 3,
Believe it or
specifically for that reason.
not, during the 5 months, SOB has taken over FN, the old FN area.
Oh, that makes sense.
And
Oh, well, I
are
mean, he's gonna have to fight.
rebuilding it.
He's gonna have to fight with Raiden because Raiden was taking apart the walls for materials.
Yeah,
I mean, that doesn't stop him from putting in new materials.
he's gonna put new ones
Wait.
in.
We
Hold on.
did, in fact, do a number on that building.
Well, here's the thing. Raiden goes out, takes down part of the wall, comes back, it's put up. Ooh, new wall. Ooh, new wall. Ooh, new wall.
At one time, he's going to be seen that SOB is there, and it's like, why are you taking my walls?
No, the SOB would be there. It'd be like, now, son, why do you feel the need to consistently tear down my walls here?
Yeah.
And Raiden will look, say something, Raiden, and then the scene will end.
Sounds about right, yeah.
So.
But yeah, we did do a number on that building,
Yeah.
as I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like-
We only made several holes in the roof. Calm down.
But
Yeah, and Ignis
he is,
made a number of tunnels.
he is rebuilding in that area. So SOB is rebuilding there.
And it's outside of open, so he's not paying property tax on it.
No, he's not. Go
I mean-
figure.
He's paying the property tax of, if you mess with me, I end you.
Yeah, well, he's not gonna mess with you.
I mean, he's medical militia, so he could do that either way.
Medical militia.
Just no, don't think about it. Just let it go.
I have
does.
to.
Nope, just let it go.
Okay.
He does medical work and he does military work.
Guys, just don't. It happens. Just keep going.
Brain. Yeah.
I'm currently taking cringe damage here.
I'm
You're
taking
welcome.
a lot of cringe damage here.
I'm taking some DOT from cringe.
Dots, more dots.
It was the thing that somebody pointed out is like technically having diabetes is damage over time.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, a headache is definitely a status effect. It's a
I'm
mental impairment status effect.
I'm just gonna walk past all this. So we're driving into the city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't pay the tolls.
What tolls? There never was one.
Well, I'm talking
Actually-
about the hole that we make to drive in because there are no drive-in areas unless we're going through the tunnel.
Yeah, we're going through the tunnel. Why
I
wouldn't
assumed
we?
we were going
the
through the tunnel.
But
All right, then we're walking a bunch when we get to the end of the drivable area of the tunnel.
That's fine.
but you're stopped in the area where you guys are traveling to, and
We're stopped by what?
militia.
Wait, okay.
Who's militia?
Well, hold on. Where are we stopped?
You're stopped in the spaceport, which is where you would have gone through.
Okay, so we get stopped basically exiting the area we've been holding.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Who's militia?
It looks like the T'Pol's militia because if you
Oh,
remember,
yeah, that whole thing where they're under military martial law. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
we have the perfect thing to do. I'm not even going to roll for this because fuck them. Is I stick my hand out the window with the ID badge that says "Get the fuck out of my way. I have permission." I hold it out. It has the word "Hall Pass" written in permanent marker on the back.
I mean, they see that. They see Korvac pop out of the window over the roof, look at him, and be like, "Do we have to do this, or can you just move?" Yeah, that's what I thought.
These guys realize, ah, crap. We were not prepared for this.
aren't you gone?
I was, and then I'm back. I'm like herpes that way.
I mean, to be fair, these guys would be stupid considering if we're in a vehicle that I own, it would have my company name written across the side, and
Yeah.
they are required to leave me the fuck alone.
I know, but I can't help myself.
You just stick your head out the sunroof. What's a hold up? They all look at you like, ah, crap, it's him.
You are let through, however, you see a large crowd around around one of the spaceports, and it is covered with people. And
So
particularly
they're definitely not
with-
doing their job well.
with journalists and Third Eye News.
Well, what do you expect from a civilian militia? It's not like they have any training at this. They're basically handed a gun and say, "Hey, here, stand here."
This is the right end, this is the wrong end. Make sure that end's not pointing towards you when you fire it.
And yet, people make that mistake all the time.
Surprisingly, isn't it?
Anyway, so you see a bunch of Third Eye News in this area. You see people crowding around, and then you know that ship you saw in the sky.
No,
We see it sitting on a landing pad with holes in it.
no, I don't because I didn't see it.
Oh, that's right. You did not see it. Ship did though.
Yeah, I mean, I can make assumptions.
In fact, you even put a bead on it with a regular telescope.
Listen, like I can make assumptions. Oh, look, the news is circling the wagon. Nice.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
where I'm coming to investigate.
What? Why? Let's just go to the council. Be faster. Isn't that why we
That's-
came here anyway?
Yeah,
We
There's
know,
black
who,
people like that.
know whose idiot ship
Hi,
that
Ocean
is.
Patriot.
Let's just go.
Yeah, just vaguely gestures at the tower that everybody can see from everywhere in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Oh boy, I wonder where we're going.
Yeah, so if you want the best information, you go to the source.
Fair enough.
I don't want to go through.
No.
I don't want to go through 9 different versions of telephone game to get the information.
Oh my god, what happened to the Red River?
You've only just noticed.
Yeah, Karsa went and removed everything. I'll have to re-add it later.
It's been gone for like 3 weeks now.
No, it hasn't.
It's only begun last week.
Was it only last week?
Exactly.
Yeah, it was last week because you brought it up last week.
Because
Yeah,
I had covered
Prior,
the entire
it was
area
fine.
with like marker, and
Yeah, that
now
was-
and I had to undo that.
So, and you know who wasn't here last week? Nav. So you know who wouldn't have
So-
seen it last week? Nav.
Right.
You know who fits this pattern? Nav.
Anyway,
Tower.
tower.
Right.
So you start to head to the tower, and the martial law, of course, but because PNC, yes, they let you through. Up until you get to the temple.
Yeah, I got it from here. Don't worry about it. I knew they were gonna let me through the front door. I'll use my personal door.
Oh no.
I have several objections to this, but I don't think you're gonna listen to me.
Do you think I'm gonna use an actual door? What do you think I'm gonna do?
What's new at Opus? Well, let's just say the Thanes have begun their invasion.
Cora's gonna get a little bit of an incredulous look at his face and turn to say, "What do you think I'm gonna do?"
I was hoping you would at least try to negotiate before crashing through a ceiling. I don't know why I thought this.
I've crashed two council meetings, and neither time did I go through the ceiling.
No, he went through the window.
Yeah, I get out, I hop up a few buildings, and then I teleport through the window.
Yeah.
No property damage ever.
I rarely ever actually do this. Yeah, they got a. Do they have an open window up there?
There's a helipad up there.
There's a helipad.
Oh, is that where you're going? You're intending on going in through the roof entrance from the helipad?
I mean, they have windows, and as long as there's like sunlight in the room, I can just teleport into the room.
Yeah, but I actually have a physical limitation.
Well, I mean, yeah. So there's a door you could just go to, and with you being you could just hack it open and just walk through.
Sigh.
You can also teleport in. There's thousands of screens in there. Why are you bitching?
'Cause I
Particularly
do believe
one
that-
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
being played.
Yeah,
Yeah, one second.
you have as broken a teleport as Cormac does. Of the 3 people that can teleport in this group, I'm the only one that actually has proper physical limitations.
Personal transmission does not call out anything that might be divine protected. So yeah, I can just zap myself in there.
Everything in the council room, I would be very suspicious of it being divinely protected. The T'Pol stuff, for sure.
Particularly the particular one that is being played right now. No.
Well, I was going with little Susie Secretary's cell phone. Not so much.
Yeah. So
Well, when you put it that comedically.
you managed to get in, fine. For you, Riley,
You can just walk through the front door.
are you gonna walk through or what not? Because you actually were on the committee.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to card my way in there, which is basically I'm going to walk through the front door. I'm going to tell any security person that tries to stop me to get out of my way, while grabbing them by the face and pushing them out of my way.
Oh, come on, man. You have the best way in. Multipass.
You really do.
But I'm not Leo Dallas.
But you can be.
I could be, but I'm not.
The fact is, though, no. The The fact
Yeah,
is,
it's going to
Riley,
be that whole thing. Walk up to the security guards who go, "Hey, stop! We need to look at your pass." And boom, get out of my way. And then we're going to stop at the door, whip out the phone, and try and hit random for some entrance music. But it's not going to be the song "Bitch."
You hit random for the entrance music, you get like sunshine, lollipops, and
No, because I would never have that crap on my phone.
Bad Moon Rising.
I don't know that offhand.
Fair
Back to the bone.
you would bop them and say get out of my way, but at the same time, what they're gonna ask is your name and see if you are on a list. And if you refuse, they will actually try to detain you.
But the real question. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Do you give your name?
I pointed a high percentage of cybernetics. How many people have walked in here with a high degree of cybernetics? I pointed the ears. How many people have walked in here with a high degree of cybernetics and elf ears?
Ah, yes. Riley, what is your last name?
Arkham.
Arkham. Riley
it
Arkham.
hasn't come up in a
Ah,
while.
right here. Yeah, it hasn't come up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's the it's right here, busy writing down the person's name at the end of the list. But, yes, you were always on the list. Yep.
Sure.
We totally weren't.
Yeah, go through. And they let you through.
So the real
Up
question
to
is,
the council.
how many hours are these guys waiting, if they are waiting, for me to arrive because I'm taking the lift?
I don't know, probably like 5 minutes. And Cormac would specifically wait for Riley to get there before teleporting in.
Yeah. It would be
Okay,
approximately 5 minutes.
I arrive and I've actually been driven mad by the elevator music.
Because it is in fact that Sunshine and Lollipop song.
Yep.
I only heard that song in two things. One was an episode of The Simpsons, and then I believe it was used in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Well, now it's here.
Don't know, because I've never seen that film.
Actually, like twice.
You step in, and the council's already begun.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. And what you see before you is the whole message that the documentress had set up. You see what she saw.
Cue the cutscene we just read.
Yeah.
And right as
I immediately facepalm and say, "Are you people fucking stupid?"
and as you say that, that's when they hear Cormac from the side of the room, sitting with his feet up on something with a beer in a gourd, because they haven't been able to manufacture glass yet. So,
Nice.
how many did you lose?
30.
Please tell me it was 30.
Shiv will pinch the bridge of his nose.
What? They weren't my men.
No, but does everybody have a bone to pick with this Blangeo person?
Larry,
It is mentioned in the cutscene.
It is mentioned.
right, well, I missed that. What specifically was mentioned regarding Blangeo?
She is the great enemy. Clan Solari is
Her cult.
her people, which we already knew.
And then they took the Mixism guard, and it
Fate unknown
looks
present.
like that the guard was taken captive, not killed. But he's the only guard that would survive this. Except for the documentress, who's not a guard.
Who was sent back to tell the story.
Yep.
Bet you're all regretting putting that ambassador in charge. Could not have picked an even worse. You could not have picked a worse tack to take.
Honestly, I'm far from a strategist.
Who's
It
Who's
is
all there?
unfortunate. Most of the council.
all right? So as like an actual council meeting, we've crashed. So they're having a crisis meeting
it's an
about this
emergency
event.
council meeting, yeah.
Hmm.
But you were on the list actually, because of the committee.
It's funny. They contracted you for security and didn't think to ask you to accompany the ambassador.
That is funny,
Actually-
but it is actually what happened. Yeah.
Actually, Korak would be like, "Didn't they ask you to help defend? How come none of your guys were there?" Actually, if you said no, it was smart, by the way. But so no.
Well, as you're asking that, Riley's just taking out a pack of smokes and lighting one, taking a long draw, and then looking back at the group, being like, "Well, apparently no one thought to ask the person who runs a security company
That's my
about
point.
securing." Oh yeah, like she's not saying this specifically to she's not saying this to Cormac. She's very pointedly, like, she's answering Cormac's question to the council room. Like, clearly someone thought it was a great idea to send a bunch of people that clearly were not taking the gravity of the situation seriously.
You find it very funny that SOB is not here,
That makes sense. He's outside the wall. He probably didn't even know what's going on.
and Ignis also is not here.
Yeah, he's just late. He's making a fashionable entrance. He'll be here. You know dragons. Oh, wait, you actually might not. Never mind.
If anybody would, it would be, well, could be Riley that would know about dragons.
Out of
Well, I
character,
mean-
we did all watch. It's freaking
Yeah,
transform and tear huge
Yeah,
assholes in a fucking wall.
No,
yeah,
that's
we all are aware of the dragon as far as I'm aware now.
Yeah.
Okay.
it'd be pretty hard to miss.
Yeah.
At least for us.
So, what's this constitution check? Did you just like...
It was for the
Yeah,
music.
that's how screwed I am now because of elevator music.
Oh, okay.
Like,
alright,
Dude,
I walked in a bad mood
No, that's
because of
Constitution. That should have been an intelligence check. See if you could wrap your mind around why does music.
See, that's the problem with doing an intelligence check
No, he wanted,
because I have a
he wanted to
19 in intelligence.
He
I mean,
wanted
you could still be in a bad mood for being like, why don't they ever have some variety?
He,
Let's
wa-
just use some doors canceling headphones.
he wanted to fail. He really wanted to fail.
Corey's look over. Hey Riley, I forgot. We got that special blend you ordered done. It'll take out a bottle and throw it to you. It's about the only glass we've been able to manufacture.
Hmm.
Wait, you guys need help with glass techniques?
I mean, for en masse, do you know how much we drink?
Yeah, like Riley will look back, like, you do know they are setting up an entire community, building pretty much everything from basically scratch.
And most of the glass goes to, like, windows.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
Have you considered bottles that you could reuse?
Holds up the gourd. We did.
That's on me. I set the bar too low.
I specifically had a special bottle made for Riley because I did not think that she would want to be carrying a gourd around.
Fair enough.
There you go.
We'll turn his attention back to the rest of the council.
Grain blend. 100 proof.
Right. After the conversation, Dr. Ventress is there. A little bit shaken, but is there to answer questions. And considering the fact she barely can speak, it's probably going to be written.
Yeah, so you were saying that she has a whole bunch of recording stuff.
Yes. That's
Right.
the whole thing she does.
Is it out there to assume that, like, you've seen Ghost in the Shell, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. You know how they regularly have stuff in Ghost in the Shell where like you can basically link directly with someone that's got a whole bunch of augments and stuff,
Yes.
and effectively have like an hour-long conversation in the mind that takes place over like 1 second real time.
Yes. That can happen. So Riley.
Right.
You could
Yeah.
do
Right.
that.
Riley's gonna go over and be like, "Can we link up? You show me everything."
And
And
the documentarist does show you everything. Shows you the heartbeats that were happening. The fact that their heartbeat was hot and then all of a sudden cold. As the ambassador was
see when you're saying that, would I be right to assume that this is one of those things like, you know, Equilibrium?
Uh-huh.
When they give the dude the test and everything to see if he's having feelings and stuff, and like the test starts basically doing the lie detector going crazy thing, and then it flatlines.
Yes.
Is it essentially that kind of thing?
Yes.
Right.
Whereas it's the opposite direction for the ambassador. She was flatlined and then she was spiking just before the
Well,
end.
yeah, because everything was going nice, and then suddenly everything went tits up.
Lying to the
Mm.
people. And you could tell because it looked like she was lying. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, when she was starting to make messages about Solari and Blungiel, and saying that she didn't even know Blungiel or Solari, yeah, it was spiking for that very reason.
Yeah, like I heard the bit about the them asking about the ship that had left within the last 3 months, and they're like, "Oh, we don't know. You'll have to give us more to go on." And I'm thinking, like, "Oh my god!" The literal thing being, it was a fucking ship with a spider logo. It was also the shape of a spider.
Exactly.
It's like it couldn't be more obvious unless it had a giant neon sign pointing at it.
Exactly. So, and the place that they went was on the moon. They went to one of the moons.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I didn't entirely pick up exactly where they were through that cinematic.
Yeah.
That wasn't. I don't think it was said in that
Yeah.
cinematic.
Yeah, exactly.
Just said that the ship went up and it landed somewhere.
Yeah.
But it landed on the moon. That was probably something that my husband forgot to put in there. That's okay.
I mean, if it went out into orbit, it's kind of implied if it landed on somewhere nearby. There's very few places it could land.
Well, nearby is a relative term when you're talking about a star system.
yeah.
Yeah.
In this case, it was a moon, particularly the shadow moon.
Oh, so the one that causes all the problems.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go.
so-
All right, boys, let's go blow up the
they-
moon.
So they decided to literally go and sit on the moon of Opus.
One of the two, but yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's why I said a moon of Opus, not the moon of Opus.
There's 2 moons.
All right. Well, as long as we don't find any little green dudes on the other moon, we'll be fine.
Ah, man, we're gonna find grays. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, everyone knows Minmus is easier to return from than the Mon.
That's a Kerbal Space Program joke, folks.
Yeah, that's why I didn't get it.
All right. So yeah, on getting fully caught up on that, Riley's just gonna be like, okay, so what idiot decided that this would be the way to go?
I mean, clearly the ambassador.
Yeah. You would hear it in the mind. It was the ambassador's idea to go.
And what does the T'Pol and Opus think about this?
This is the
Korai's
last
gonna look
chance.
over at Shiv.
Yes.
I don't think half these people understand that there are 2 beings.
They don't. So
And
even
I'll
the
actually,
documentress would not understand either.
yeah, and I'll look over at the hologram. When you're ready to have the real conversation with us, you can knock all these guys out.
Who are you talking to about the real
I
conversation?
I just look at the hologram that's at the hologram that's of the T'Pol, and I say when you're ready to have the real conversation with us, you can knock the rest of these guys out.
Okay.
It can wait till next week when Ignis is here after
We will do that next week
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, the definite point with that would be Riley looking over and being like, "What conversation?"
Do you not know?
I've been told. I don't know what this voice is that you lot are on about.
All right. Come here. Right, Cormac takes Riley over to like part of the chamber. All right, so you know that Opus is a jellyfish under the city, right? Or that is the city?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's taken over the T'Pol's mind. She currently has two personalities, her own and Opus. They're fighting for control. I am guessing Opus is now in control of the body. And they can knock out everybody in this room. And most of these guys in this room don't understand that there are two beings in the T'Pol's body. They think it's just the T'Pol, and that Opus kind of just sits in the ground and doesn't do anything.
Well, that's why everything's different.
Yeah, so...
Could someone mention something about, like, a mental fog that was lifted leaving? I've literally not felt any different being here versus being outside.
Oh, right. That's because when we got changed into what we are, got disconnected from that, and we're kind of immune from it now.
Right.
Yeah, but most of these guys are under.
Okay.
Most of these guys are under that effect and don't realize. So what I said, when you're ready to have the real conversation, knock these guys out. That'll be us talking to Opus without, being able to have a real unfiltered conversation that we don't have to dance around the puppets. But of course, we have to.
Yeah, you may end up having to, like, I don't know, translate for me or something.
I mean, she can just talk out loud. You'll be fine. You'll hear it.
People are thinking that Cormac is crazy anyway, so they'll be like, sure,
But
whatever.
but look at Riley. It's like, but we also do need to have a conversation with the puppets because they need to understand what's going on, at least in the skies.
Hmm.
But anyway, so
she'll have like an ever so slightly confused kind of thing, because like the funny thing is that she is still not actually aware in character, or like she's loosely aware but not properly aware of the fact that everyone else can and has spoken with Opus. Because I am specifically playing this that she does not know she's immune to it due to the We Are Legion.
Right.
But
Yeah,
the talking in the mind, yeah, being tied to Opus, no, you even before you picked up We Are Legion, we were immune to that.
Oh no, that We Are Legion was actually from the start. That was one of the original powers. Yeah.
All right. But, anyway, so y'all said a rather ballsy ambassador. I applaud you on that one, but she picked the wrong tack, and now you guys are in trouble.
I have to agree with this one, because now not only are you guys going to have the Thanes on your ass, but it looks like giants as well.
Oh my god, those are Thanes.
Those are things.
Shiv, they literally said they're here on the God Emperor on behalf of the God Emperor of the Thanes.
Alright.
Yeah,
Those are Thanes.
definition of giant was used to specifically specify that these were sizable differences between the ambassador and that group versus the people they were speaking to.
Oh, actually, a new piece of information, Shiv. Apparently, those helmets can come off. At least some of them.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was always under the impression that they were all pretty just tightness. And,
Yeah, I thought the whole thing was like an exoskeleton.
I mean, there are multiple kinds of Thane, unfortunately.
You know, at least, and you've asked this before, there are at least 5 different types of Thanes.
So we asked if there were factions.
No, he also
Yeah.
asked before, like,
Oh,
yeah,
way
maybe.
back
Yeah, when the
when.
ship crashed.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, well, at least we know some of them can take those helmets off, which I'm guessing the command echelon can take those off.
Yeah, the more upper echelon. Which makes me wonder what the God Emperor looks like.
That
He's
doesn't matter.
He's either 30 feet tall, or he looks like a dude. There's no in between. Kind of hoping he just looks like a dude because that'll make that fight much more epic in my opinion. But moving on.
Fair enough.
But anyway, Korak goes back, sits back down where he was, puts his feet back up on whatever chair or table is in front of him. So what were you guys planning on doing?
This is a. They look at you and they think, why are you here?
Well, I'm here to laugh at you.
Don't have time for this.
Well, you're not getting rid of me.
Still don't have time for this.
And maybe somebody who isn't here panicking can help you guys think clearly. Because while, no, I don't like most of the city, I'd rather not see most of the city fucking dead.
He has a point.
Indeed.
So yes, in this context, I am here to offer an opinion and perhaps aid if needed.
Alright, well,
It's-
you know where the Solari are?
How the fuck would I know?
Yeah.
Clearly,
that's-
you
that's
already
our
know.
Problem.
Clearly, you already know. They're up on a moon.
No, that's where the things are. The Solari.
I swear we just had a
Ours,
conversation where we just said the Solari left and landed on a moon.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. A moon. Yeah. But, this conversation between the Thanes and the ambassador were done on the moon as well, so it's kind of crazy.
If Solari went and ran to a moon, just tell them that. It's that simple. What does protecting them gonna give you?
Nothing, but we don't even know what moon they are on.
Just tell them they're on one of the moons. Let them go find them.
Do we know if the Solari left the system?
No, we do not know that.
Actually, Korak is gonna get up again, pull Shiv over. Do your thing.
Sigh. Now
Don't do it out loud.
Shiv will just sit there and ask the universe. Okay, how would you guys like me to word this? Because let's face it, I've been bad at this so far.
Where did they run to?
Okay,
Because that'll give you the last.
Run to?
Because that would give you the last place that they landed. It's not going to give you where they're going because you wouldn't know that.
Okay, go with that then. As I mark down the effort.
Moon off of Peppo.
That's the second time that planet has been drawn to my attention.
One.
Beppo, a water world.
It's in the system, yeah.
Yeah, it's near. It's sort of in between. It's a water world. Not much is there. SOB, the last time I talked to him, said that would be a strategic place for them to go. But then it makes you wonder.
So
it'd also be a good place to hide.
So it's a planet further from the sun.
Yes,
But enough to have liquid water.
It is further
Shiv will
from
take
the
out
sun.
Shiv will take out his tablet and pull up the galactic map and zoom in on it.
Alright. How many moons does it have?
3.
Cool. And Korak will wave over Riley. Alright. Well, Shiv did his 8-ball thing. Do we tell them?
Do we have to call it that?
Yes. Until you come up with a better name.
Riley casually leans over, plants a hand on Shiv's head, and shakes.
Okay, at least I wasn't that mean.
And then takes her hand off.
I mean, I could tattoo it black for you if you want.
Good.
Put a little blue triangle on there. What?
She was just kind of smart and being like, I'm agreeing with everything you're saying right now.
But jokes aside, Shiv did his 8-ball thing. Figured out kind of where they went. Well, the real question is, do we tell these morons?
My thing with that is we don't know if any of them are in league with, at the very least, Clan Solari itself.
That was also my point.
Yeah, we don't know how many are liable to be compromised.
My thinking is, and I don't like this, but maybe we parlay with the Thanes ourselves, give them the information under the terms that they leave. At minimum, our particular settlements alone. Hopefully the whole planet. But I don't know how well we'll be able to swing that.
I mean, it's the best we've got. And
Well-
worst case scenario, we just send them to
Well,
where we think
hold
they
on.
need to go.
Hold on. You tried figuring out before what they were looking for, or where whatever they're looking for is.
We know that if
And
so
it's
far
not-
from what we, yeah, so far from what we've been told, if a faction is from the God Emperor, odds are good they're trying to kill. They're looking for and trying to kill Willis.
Gio. No, they want Willis. The God Emperor wants to kill the great enemy, as per
Oh right.
the video. So wait, didn't you figure out that Blangio's on Vepo?
That's been my assumption because that would be the best place to hide.
Cool, then we have more bargaining power with the Thanes. Alright.
Because
So-
even
So the point
because
is,
even SOB was worried about the idea that they might that the Thanes themselves might use it as an outpost.
the group that's hopping around that we've just had this cinematic with.
Yeah.
That's the Emperor set, which are looking to recover Willis and get rid of Blangio.
Yeah.
Blangio,
Yeah.
whatever. They want to kill Blinder and they want Bruce Willis back.
I mean, good luck, he can't really talk anymore.
Oh,
Well,
that's mean.
It's true.
True, but mean.
I believe that Shiv knows that's not true.
No, we're what the Emperor Thanes want?
That the Willis cannot talk anymore.
No, we're talking.
No,
about
no.
Bruce
That's a joke about Bruce Willis, the real
yeah,
person.
that,
Oh.
it's the joke about I've shortened it to they're after killing Blinder and they want to recover Bruce Willis.
Okay.
And unfortunately, Bruce Willis has a form of dementia, I believe.
Something like
Aphasia, I
that.
believe it's called.
Something like that.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Josh,
He is basically retired
Um,
from acting.
So yeah, the
for
point
only
is,
until
they,
2025.
yeah, they want to recover Willis and get rid of Blangio. So yeah, if we know where she is,
Or at least have a suspicion.
Yeah.
yeah, we have a credible location.
At minimum, we have a credible location on the Solari.
Yeah,
Because we start. Because
Alright.
either way, you either find her, or you find her cult. You find the cult. Odds are good she's going to come after you. But that also brings a thought.
You're making assumptions on her
Because Shiv-
personality.
Fair enough. But Shiv also did ask once if any Thanes were compromised,
Yes.
and got a yes out of that.
Well, yeah, that's how we know.
But
that
one
there's
thing he
5
never
factions.
asked. Yeah, but one of the things he never asked, and I am willing to burn the effort for this since we're probably going to be closing out soon
well,
anyway.
Well, I mean, it's
Wait,
not
no,
effort per session, it's effort per day.
Yeah, I know.
Just make sure you have
So-
one to get the fuck out of the tower.
Oh, personal transmission is per scene.
Yes, but to leave the tower, the scene will not have ended yet.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, that's still 3 effort used in total.
Anyway, the point is, what's
Where
the
did
question that you
where-
have?
Where did the specific compromised things come from?
I don't really care where they came from. I would be more interested in where they are.
We
Okay, so after this, how many effort do you have left after this question? Because you've already burned the effort and asked the question, and Carson's going to ask you, or answer it.
In total, I have 2 effort left.
Cool. Can I make a suggestion on a question?
Sure.
Are the Thanes in orbit lying?
Well, that's a good point. Are the Thanes in orbit lying?
Well, Cars first has to answer your other question.
Okay, first of all, I gotta understand your first question.
Shiv long ago asked if there were Thanes that were in fact compromised, potentially, I believe, by Blangeal.
You did specifically ask compromised by Plangeo.
Yeah, and you answered yes.
Yes.
So where did those Thanes come from?
Well, they came from the same place that any other of the things
Um,
gone.
No,
If-
it's the ones that specifically got compromised. Like,
Alright,
coming
I'm
to
going to slap him. I'm going to slap him. I'm going to do it.
All right, Carson, a little more context on his question. I think he's asking kind of where they got compromised.
They got compromised. Where they got compromised probably would be when they found Blangeal. So that would be near Vepo, actually.
so
All right, so no, you know what? Fuck the question of are these Thanes lying? Are these compromised Thanes?
No. Well, they're
They're not
compromised from Willis.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the definition here would be compromised is specifically referring to the Blangeal cult things,
You know
as
what?
opposed to any others.
You know what? You're right. That's a very open and vague question that I don't think Inexhaustible Query, whatever the actual name is, can answer. So go back to the are they lying?
No,
are they lying? Are they actually searching for Blangeal?
they're searching
Two.
for Blangeal.
We should probably well, that's an interesting idea then. Probably should tell them not to do something like that. Because that didn't end well for the last group that did it.
Wait. Oh, you mean the Thanes? All right, I got it.
Yeah.
I circled back. I got there. All right. Well, here's the thing. I want them away from the planet. So if that means they go get entangled with Blangeal's cult for a little bit, that's all the better.
Fair
Well,
enough.
yeah, because like their literal thing is, as far as I'm aware, they don't actually have a problem with us. They don't have a problem with the species living here. This isn't we need to genocide all of these non-Thane fuckers for the universe. This is we are looking for something, and this force is between us and what we're looking for.
Yeah, but
So
my understanding of their mission statement
yeah,
is let's get
essentially-
everything until we win.
No, that is not the mission statement. I'm gonna roll it. I'm gonna actually bitch slap you upside the face.
I mean, if you're not going for damage, you could just do it.
To be fair, it's getting to that point where I might actually do it for damage to see just how much sense I can knock into him. No, they are not looking for a subjugate everything. They are looking for a specific target.
This specific group.
Yeah,
hang on.
if their target is not here, why waste the effort to fight everything here?
Because we are so far removed from their front lines, they can't hold this position.
Exactly. There's no tactical advantage to come here and subjugate everything. It's literally worth more. It's easier to leave this. Now, of course, this is on the assumption that they actually do give a damn about, the numbers that you're throwing at something to end up with more numbers.
Well, to be fair, the information we've gotten from SOB, they do. They are very tactically minded. So yes, if we give them a reason to go away, by everything that we know of them, they shouldn't stick around. Because we are so far removed from their front lines, any support that they would need to hold this position wouldn't get here in time.
Yeah, I mean, take into consideration how long we've known they were heading this way.
And if we know they've been heading this way, then the Empress knows. So she's already got forces on the way here. If they try to take this planet, she'll come in and remove them, and they'll lose everything. So
Take into
Exactly.
consideration that they haven't that, as we saw here and as we've seen before, they have tried negotiation in the past. They do understand it.
yes. So my suggestion is when we deal with the puppets, we tell them that, well, we suggest that they reopen negotiations with Thanes under the pretense that, yes, we have more information for you. We are willing to talk, as long as you do not land.
So that's fair enough.
And then, if it comes up to how do we deal with the negotiations, I will suggest,
You guys do the talking.
oh, if I'm going, you're coming.
Oh, 100%. It's.
Oh, no,
don't
no.
let me do the diplomacy.
I'll be like, you don't have a choice. If I am being forced to go up in space and deal with them, you're coming with me because I need your 8-ball. And this time I do rub his head.
I'm just going to. I am going to put some power into making a freaking 8-ball for you guys.
And of course,
To be fair, we told you to do that with your artifact, is make it a magic
You
8 ball.
haven't made your artifact yet. You could do that.
and to be fair, Shiv, I'm gonna be bringing the metal elf bitch with me too.
Oh, thanks.
Do
What, you want a better descriptor? Okay, I'm sorry, hardcore metal bitch of awesomeness. Is that better?
Right here.
do we want to bring?
Oh, 100% we're taking Ignis with us. I don't think he'll turn it down.
Yeah, it's Raiden that I'm suddenly worried about.
Oh, yes, I want him on board because I want to be able to move to their engine, to their power core, and destroy it in as little time as possible. He's very good at doing that.
Yeah, and Riley will also make the point of, like, you know, she's going to point a finger at Shiv's nose, boop him, and then point up. Okay, one of us has a ship,
Oh yeah,
which has these other ships which can allow for transport to other locations for those of us that can't teleport.
well, I mean, I don't think I can teleport at astral distances.
I give it time.
I don't think I'll be able to do that.
Ever.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if you put enough effort into it, you might be able to reach 1 AU.
No, it's a thing of I might
Yeah.
talk to Karsa about a specific gift, but that's after. All right, so we gotta get back to the puppets because they're starting to get even more nervous.
Don't worry, we're not conspiring against you guys.
This time.
Full
Oh
Right.
my god!
So, yeah,
Jim!
we're gonna turn around. As Shiv starts saying that, it's gonna be Shiv, shut up.
No, the quarterback will be like, this time.
Seriously, I'm going to tattoo charisma -1 on your forehead.
All right, so
Yeah, no, that's the joke.
councilmen and women, counsel them. Yes, counsel them.
Council folk.
We've been having our little powwow, our little mini council. We've been talking about it, and we think we have an idea to deal with your problem. If you're willing to hear it. If not, we know where the door is.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I gotta make a roll. Actually, I need a charisma roll from you,
Okay.
Cormac. Should be able to succeed.
Nah, I'm just rolling bad today.
Oh my god, you failed.
It's all right.
Why should we listen to you?
Because you already failed. You've
Giving
already failed
us
one.
all kinds of trouble in the past. Why should we get listen to you now?
Because
so
your plan,
far our trouble.
Shiv. Because your plan failed, and I have succeeded in everything I have done so far. So you know what? He'll sit back down, put his arm, take out his gourd, put his feet up. You tell me what your plan is.
Shiv will wait as well.
Yeah, Riley's going to make a point of now explaining what that 1d2 roll was. where she's going to take out a little scorpion branded thing. It's got like a scorpion on it. It's one of those little hip flasks, and she's going to fill that up for the bottle that Cormac passed over earlier, while making a point of looking around the room at the people as if to say, okay, we're waiting.
Yeah.
Come on, what's your smart arse idea?
I got all day, and I don't sleep.
They're like, well, we were going to be waiting for the council to all show up so that we can talk about this. We have gone through and did martial law, but obviously we can't keep martial law when you guys can literally just walk in.
Martial law wasn't to stop us. Martial law was to keep your own people in order. Don't kid yourselves.
Yeah, that is that thing where, yeah, you genuinely think any of the normal people involved in the militia outside is going to stop him pointing a finger at Cormac? Shiv, possibly, but then again, he can also teleport.
I mean, Shiv is also smart enough to rewire all of their gear to change. Never mind, he can get by him. That's the story.
Yeah, like they can easily get past them. I literally have an access all areas pass.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, you're doing martial law doesn't solve the problem above you. So what is your plan on dealing with the ship that is here?
We're gonna send all 3 ships up.
You're gonna fight them? That's your plan?
We're gonna keep them from coming down.
Riley's now going to slump down on a chair and effectively mirror Cormac's pose of sitting with the feet up on the table going, are you people actually fucking mental?
Well, they might be, actually.
Is there just a tea tray somewhere with like a coffee pot on it and some styrofoam cups?
Yes.
There probably is.
Well,
not the styrofoam cups, but there totally would be a tea tray.
Yeah, there would be a tea tray,
actually,
but not
speaking of
cups.
Shiv, I forgot. I also got that tea blend you wanted. He'll throw a box over to you.
Shiv will catch it. Actually, make some of that using some, I'm assuming, hot water for those who don't drink the coffee.
We have no other plan but to try to protect the city.
So how about?
Oh my god, you fucking idiots!
And what is throwing bodies at this problem accomplished so far? Shiv points to the replay.
Yeah, exactly. Do you plan on series 2 and then 3 and then 4 for a rerun of exactly that?
We're going to syndication.
We have no answers that they can accept.
What do you mean? You know she was lying, right? Oh god, you don't.
No.
Oh god, you don't. Alright, I see where the problem is. There is a massive...
disconnect?
Yes. So, are you willing to hear my suggestion now? Because I have one that doesn't get you and your entire city killed. And potentially some of my people. Riley's.
Yeah.
Some of shit.
As soon as he finishes saying that, Riley's going to point out, oh, and by the way, the one who's likely to be the head of the Security Council around here suggests we do listen to him.
Because she listened to my suggestion, put some pointers on it, and agreed with it.
I think he's got a damn good suggestion, and I think the rest of you should actually listen to it.
So,
We're listening.
suggestion is, we send up a communique to the Thanes. They're clearly listening. We ask for another parlay under the pretense that, yes, okay, we lied. We have the information. We're sending another group to talk to you, to give you the information. With one condition, that they do not land on this planet. If they land, they do not get the answers. It's that simple. Before you go being like, oh, but if you know we lied, it's like, the information they're looking for, we can get it.
Will that send them away?
Will. because these are a warlike people. They are tactically inclined from everything I know. Shiv, bring up everything we know about the Thanes, at least their personalities.
Shiv literally pulls up his docket on them.
Hey, thank you, Shiv. If you look, everything they have done.
Tablet and display it on a holographic screen in front of each of the members.
Thank you, Riley. Thank you, Shiv. Everything we have here, part of this information has been collected by one of your own council, SOB. Everything they've done, they are tactically inclined. They know what they're doing. This is, and Shiv, bring up the distance from here to their front lines.
Shiv pulls up a galaxy map.
The distance that we are from their front lines means that they have very little means of holding this planet if they want to take it. If their entire point was to come here and do scorched earth and get the shoot first, ask questions later, they'd have done it already. They don't have.
Is truly what they want, then. But we don't know. Maybe the Depal does.
I guarantee she does.
I mean, the simple fact is, as Cormac says, if they were going with the purpose of take over and destroy everything, they wouldn't be sending scout ships ahead. They would literally just be going planet to planet, destroying everything, and that's not what they're doing.
Yeah. And this little plan has a benefit to all of you. And you, points at the hologram of the Depal. I am willing to take the parlay myself. So if it goes bad, they kill me, and I'm no longer your problem.
The Depal looks
I look
over.
around the group and I lean forward and I say, "It's free real estate."
No, you just bring up that meme on the holo map. It has somehow transcended the thousands of years.
I mean, if the Wilhelm scream could last over almost 60 years at this point.
At this point in time, I am going to stop this because
I mean, yeah, it's almost 2 o'clock. I get it.
the moment that you say that, Opus wakes.
And then all the puppets fall over.
Yep. All of them are asleep.
Yeah, then I'll look over at Riley.
You all have to take a constitution check to make sure you don't get sick by it.
I'll literally just take it.
I'm going to see that, and I'm going to raise you. We are Legion.
What does it
You are-
specifically say? Because I don't think this is a mental attack.
It's not a mental attack. Because it's just
Well,
the fact that
It has to be a mental attack.
and it's a mental attack to everybody else, but it unfortunately, because it is a area effect, you are affected.
Yeah,
Hey,
this isn't just straight up the usual mind invasion, zap, zap, zap. This is a I've just set off a bomb in the middle of the room sort of effect.
Yeah,
Because not all the council were here yet.
right.
Not that it would have affected the other two anyway.
Well, obviously you know where SOB is. He's on front lines.
Well, I succeeded my hardiness save. Or spirit save if it happens to be that one.
Yeah,
That's where you
it's
said
a
constitution.
It's a
Yeah.
hardiness. In this case, because it's to keep you from getting sick.
Shiv will just take getting sick at this point, I guess, because I feel like I'm not going to roll well.
Okay, well then you're gonna have a headache this whole
I mean,
next
you
day.
could literally just do the roll and see if you pass it or not.
Yeah, there's
Hit or quit.
I said like there's no downside to you rolling.
I
Wow.
succeeded for once.
You succeeded. Really,
Right.
you don't have to worry about it. It's basically it's a mental attack to everybody. It's an area effect. It's not to just one person. And it was to just
Well,
put
yeah,
them to sleep, but it also that effect can cause headaches.
Basically, we have to put up with a secondary effect that isn't the I'm shutting your brain off.
Yeah.
And you could just burn it effort to succeed anyway. So,
Yeah.
and it,
So at this point in time, everybody, the cutscene is before we head off to whoever. At this point in time, everybody falls over asleep.
Cormac will turn and look at Riley. This is what I was talking about.
Yep.
Well, there are a few things that you could say as a benefit to being blown up and killed in said explosion.
Ah, you got better.
No, I didn't. I died.
Yeah, you got better.
Alright. This will conclude our game for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the little cinematic we had. And next week it's the council meeting. And we will just see exactly what happens. What happens when you all meet the Thanes. Thank you all for watching. This is Karsa. Karsa KKWX. Karsa's my name. KKWX is my empire. And we are out for the night. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Somebody's got to go to her house, fix her settings, so she peeks again.
Yes, this must happen.
Alright,
I vote Flair does it.
I'm just gonna stop the stream because I don't know if there's anybody who is actually available.
Doesn't look like it.
I've had a hard time this summer of getting anyone.
Because people actually have decided to do stuff for their summer, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yep, nobody's.
Why? Ew, going outside.
Yeah, I know that.
Man, who wants to touch grass? Grass sucks.
Alright, we
You
are
know,
gonna be